Conor McGregor idling right now, healing. Nate Diaz is the bigger superstar in mixed martial arts, and obviously he is in the crosshairs of Khamzat Chimaev. But Chimaev, you know, I've said before, he's the best prospect I've ever seen in mixed martial arts, and certainly has done nothing to sort of diminish that status over the course of his 5-fight UFC run. So I expect him to compete well here tomorrow night.
It's only if we get them the link. So if we push that private link on social media or in NFL Mexico channels or everything, it will be like a lot easier for everyone to register. But it will
Morning, everybody.
It will take us off the
UFC 279 official weigh-ins about to get underway.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily look at it that way, but obviously he's had a lot of media obligations this week, and I think he's been very thoughtful in a lot of those appearances. You know, I'm just excited to see him compete because despite what the betting odds may tell you, this is an exceedingly hard man to put away. You know, Josh Thompson's really the only guy that I can think of that has really gotten him out of there. So I'm excited to see Nate try to rise to the occasion, and certainly in his 27th UFC appearance, you know, he has been there, he has done that. I don't expect him to be atmospherically phased whatsoever. So I think Nate will compete well, and you know, I don't know that he's soaking it all in per se, but I do hope it's not his last UFC appearance, to be sure.
That fight? Which fight? That fight? That's the fight I
Oh, and it comes strong. Oh, his mic is already piped in.
No, I think the fight is properly priced. You know, Tony Ferguson realized a lot of success as a welterweight. He told us in the fighter meeting 14-2 for his career at 170 pounds, but he's fighting a bona fide welterweight contender. The Leech is one of the most prolific knockout artists in the history of the UFC welterweight division. Check the record, right? He's got 8 career UFC wins by knockout. So I do believe that the Leech deserves the distinction as the favorite, but obviously I share the enthusiasm of the MMA masses. Excited to see how Tony can do, you know, moving up to 171 here tomorrow night.
All right, so that was kind of funny. I think we were getting fed the audio of Anik on the ESPN stream, which we definitely shouldn't have been getting, but, you know, who doesn't want a little extra John Anik in there? Oh, YouTube show. There you go, UFC YouTube show. Oh, wait. John Anik got a suit jacket on and a shirt. You know it's a big fight.
Almost as good as Eli.
That's good.
Sometimes television obligations necessitate you get dressed up.
Man, that's contract negotiations, bro. I do see that though. I do see that though. Yeah, I do see that though.
You know?
I was talking on that. That's very nice.
I was gonna make fun of you for the suit, and then I saw that, and I was like, you know what? It's worth wearing it just for that. It's worth wearing it just for that.
Busting Anik's balls there a little bit, but he's honoring the late, great Suzy Q. 1 year ago today. By the way, I will say there's quite a bit of scrambling and activity going on this morning, so if there's going to be some drama soon,
Yeah.
you'll see it all unfold, and we can chat about it all.
Do you need me to speak? I'll text you. We still don't have a window. You know.
I'm flying Sunday.
Flying Sunday. Okay. And yeah, I think it's going to be Monday, so that'd be great. I don't have time. That's okay. We're okay. Bless you.
All right, looks like we're underway. We're ready to go. Kevin Holland.
All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 279, Chimaev versus Diaz, live tomorrow night on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. And we will begin with a fighter who's competing at a catch weight of 180 pounds in a featured bout live on the main card, Kevin Trailblazer Holland.
Go, Kev. Good to see you too, man. Once again, guys, the underwear have gotten smaller.
$179 and a half.
179 and a half, the official weight for Kevin Holland.
Thank you, love.
Appreciate you guys.
Good job,
All right, next athlete to the scale competing in a prelim in the UFC men's bantamweight division, Chad Anheliger.
$135 and a half.
Official weight 135 and a half for Chad Anheliger.
Thank you, Chad.
All right, next fighter to hit the scale this morning competing in the UFC's welterweight division, he is Darian Weeks.
$170 and a half.
170 and a half for Darian Weeks.
Thank you, Darren. 170 and a half.
Yep.
All right, next athlete to the scale competing in the strawweight division, undefeated as she makes her UFC debut, Melissa Martinez.
$113 and a half.
113 and a half for Melissa Martinez.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to weigh in competing in a middleweight prelim live on ESPN News, Dennis Tululin.
$186.
186, the official weight for Dennis Tululin.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right, back to the strawweight division now as we say hello to Elise Reed.
$115 and a half.
115 and a half, the official weight for Elise Reed. All right, next athlete to weigh in the UFC's light heavyweight division, one half of our pay-per-view main card opener, the Hulk, Iwan Kutelaba.
$205 and a half.
205 and a half, the official weight for Iwan Kutelaba.
Thank you, babe.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one of the stars of the card competing in the co-main event, the 14th ranked UFC welterweight contender, the Leech Li Jingliang.
$170 and a half.
Now.
170 and a half, the official weight for the Leech, Li Jingliang.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the welterweight division. He is Johan Lanus. Official weight 171 for Johan Lanus.
Let's go!
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the middleweight division, Jamie Pickett.
Right here, Jamie.
Official weight 185 and a half for Jamie Pickett.
One. Thank you, Beck.
All right, next fighter set to compete in the bantamweight division. He is Alatong Haley.
$135.
135 for Alatong Haley.
One. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. How you doing? All right?
Good.
Looking lean to me.
Down 45, a long way to go. Down.
Incredible.
We're getting there, baby.
That is awesome. That is incredible, man. Seriously.
All right, so it looks like maybe we have a little touch of a break. Morning, everybody. Hope everybody good. Scott McCrate in the house. Good to see you back.
God.
Mark Fellows says, I'll greet Cold Coffee here since he doesn't monitor his own chat. Hi, Kenny.
Hey, Mark.
He says, hey, Mark. T-Bone in the house. Yeah, Richard, I did know Susie. She was awesome. She actually, it was funny, like, sometimes I would do, like, she was just so nice. She would help out everybody to the point that, like, sometimes I would do, like, these little UFC video shoots or whatever. She would, like, do my makeup for me, or even if I was doing the stuff for me, she would, like, just offer to do makeup. Like, obviously, I don't normally do makeup, but she was like, oh, let me give you a little touch here. Let me give you a little extra. Take a little shine off your head right here. Take some of the oils. I mean, she was just that kind of person. Just always incredible energy, like smile, positivity. So I saw her on the road a lot. She was awesome. What's up, Chrissy? T-Bone, I appreciate that. Yeah, happy to be able to do these. It's tough sometimes. Obviously, not traveling to every fight night event anymore, which is a blessing. Spending more time with my kid, which is amazing. Spending more time with my family. Actually, I'm sure a lot of you have heard this that listen to the MMA Roadshow, but I actually won't be at the fights tomorrow night because 6 months ago I bought tickets to go see Imagine Dragons, which is my kid's favorite band. They're playing Allegiant Stadium tomorrow night, and the pay-per-view got announced. I was like, damn, I guess I got to cancel. And I was like, nah, you know what? Like, there'll be other nights with big fights, but you know, there's only so many nights to get a chance to take your kid to see his favorite band and, you know, have those memories and stuff like that. So I actually won't be there tomorrow night, which is crazy, but making that decision to be with the family, you know. Kid's 10 now. So anyway, enough of that boring story. I know a lot of you had already heard it, but yeah, there you go. So the long story there, T-Bone, was sorry I can't do these every week, but I enjoy doing them. I love chatting with you guys and just talking about the sport, man. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a big fan. So he's saying probably Shamaev's having issues. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they're talking about the Honorable Aaron Bronstedt over here, saying that I guess on the UFC broadcast they mentioned that Chimaev is having some trouble cutting weight. We did see Mick Maynard and Kevin Holland having some furious discussion outside the Apex earlier, which was what I kind of alluded to with a little bit of the craziness. We weren't sure what exactly was going on, but when you see a matchmaker having an intense conversation with a fighter minutes before a weigh-in is about to begin, it's not normally a good thing. Now, the interesting part is he was talking to Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland weighed in first, which is a little bit interesting, right? Because if there was maybe some discussion about switches or moves or changes, you would think you would want to pause that weigh-in because, you know, let's say, and again, these are all hypothetical scenarios, but let's say Shamayev can't make weight, you know, but let's say he weighs in at 175 or something along those lines, you know, will the 179 and a half, will it be too much? It's just all these little scenarios, so don't know exactly what's going on, but we know there was some intense discussion being had, and now we're hearing what's being talked about. Well, not we're hearing. Aaron Bronstedt is relaying the information. You're getting the dual mixedmartialarts.com/TSN MMA broadcast this morning that they're saying he's having trouble making weight. So, Aaron, a user named Aaron B has joined the chat to say that Bronstetter is awesome. Aaron B, welcome. Wild coincidence that you have the same first name. And okay, there's some action again. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, getting back to work. John Walker walking this way.
All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card, the 13th ranked light heavyweight contender, Johnny Walker.
$205.
205, the official weight for Johnny Walker.
Come on. Oh my God. Thank you.
Something's changed in here because there's a breeze, which is nice. They've been putting the AC on the last couple times, but yeah, there's that bench kicking. Amy was complaining that it was too cold.
The things that we noticed, the observations that we made.
It is amazing how much cooler a state Florida is than Nevada over the course of a year. You know, now I can say that having lived in both places. It's nuts, man.
But you know what, man? This summer wasn't bad. It's just the past couple weeks that you guys got here. It's rough right now, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we had Stan's wedding in California. It's like the hottest day of all time in California.
Was it really?
Boy, that scenery was beautiful.
Yeah, it was pretty. My dress shirt was
So
It was an outdoor
I
wedding.
mean, like, when I tell you it was completely soaked through before the wedding started, like, there was no dry spot.
How did the ladies contain themselves? It's tough, right?
Yeah. You know, and then
You're like, Stan, I'm sorry you're taking the attention, but I can't help this.
And then you start drinking, and then your body temperature rises. And then Stan's like, come on, take your jacket off. So, but it's like, jacket off means you're having a good time.
Exactly, right?
I got a good video of him though at the end of the wedding, hammered on a microphone. We actually played it on our podcast. But he's like trying to coordinate the after party, because he got word that the hotel bar was going to be closed. So he gets on a mic and he's like, "We're going to find a place." It's pretty funny.
That's amazing.
Stan. We were just talking about him, how he had that voice and he just commanded a situation and just took over. We talked about random times in Brazil where it's like, if Stan was around, we knew we were good.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys, was catching up there with Anik, having a little Brian Stan content. But it looks like commission back in place. We'll keep this thing going. See what's happening. Updates as soon as we can. All
right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the UFC's heavyweight division, the prototype, Jake Collier.
$265.
265, the official weight for Jake Collier.
Thank you, babe.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, still no additional details at this point, guys. Jeff King.
All right, next fighter to the scale. Bona fide UFC veteran, one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN News in the featherweight division. He is Juicy J, Julian Erosa.
$146.
146, the official weight for Julian Erosa.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, so Jeff, sitting next to Aaron Barnes there, he was monitoring Twitter, and I guess that Dan Hellie on the pre-fight show openly mentioned that Khamzat was struggling with weight, which is a bit interesting on a UFC-controlled broadcast for them to make a mention of something like that. You got to think there's some very significant, weight was the word I was going to use to it, but some significant meaning to it if they're willing to allow that to be discussed. I mean, it's not as if, they're in the locker room or in the scales, like getting weight reports. So that was clearly relayed to them. So that makes us all very, very, very curious. Oh, Joe from H-Town, come get that John Moxley stuff out of here. We don't play that around these parts, Joe from H-Town. This is CM Punk country up in here. You know that. Mark Ramondi's mind is blown. He's like, John Morgan is talking professional wrestling over here. Mark Ramondi has turned around and said, John Morgan just mentioned John Moxley. What has happened to the world? What metaverse meaning are we in at this point? What's going on here in the multiverse? Nah, Richard Nog and Julian has never been a boring fight, man. That's going to be a good one. I mean, was talking to Julian before this fight, and it does seem against Hakeem that might be a fight that you want to go to your grappling. But as Julian will kind of openly admit, he likes to scrap, and sometimes he gets punched and just starts going into brawl mode. So that's a good fight. I'm actually really looking forward to that fight. Could be a good one. For Julian, it's kind of a special, meaningful one as well. So interesting to note, the last time he fought at T-Mobile Arena was the night that Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor. But Julian, things did not go well for Julian that night. He had a way to exercise the demons. Honorable Jeff Mullen is back out front, so it looks like we're going to get back to action.
He's not even noticing it.
Oh, here he goes. It's going to be the shot.
He's still not
Lo que hicimos realmente el año pasado es estar compartiendo lo que
Looks like Tony Ferguson coming up next.
¿no? y agregar un comentario en español, un gráfico de touchdowns, un gráfico de line-up y todo eso lo fuimos compartiendo y eso jala muy bien. Lo que nos ayuda mucho para que crezca rápido es cuando ponemos algo en el muro localizado.
Next athlete to the scale, one of the men around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC interim lightweight champion and the mixed martial arts legend El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson.
171.
171, the official weight for Tony Ferguson.
Thank you, baby.
En el grupo. Si tú formas parte del grupo, vas a poderte registrar antes, ¿no? Aunque solamente sea compartir el link primero, a final de cuentas, ¿no? Un día antes o 2 días antes de lo que haga la gente que no está dentro del grupo, pero que hacer ese incentivo para que debemos tener 4 o 5 mil personas solo por el interés de decir, me quiero registrar antes al Watch Party, ¿no? Y comunicarles. ¿Quieres ser de los primeros en registrarte al Watch Party? Ser parte del grupo de Facebook y ahí tendrás una oportunidad, ¿no? Ese tipo de cosas en el live.
Tony Ferguson's just a phenomenal experience this week at welterweight. Hope that's his permanent home, to be honest with you. I asked him, I was like, is this home for you now? And he's like, yeah, welterweight is. Actually, I asked, is this a permanent move? And he said, welterweight is home. And he's like, but lightweight is also my home. So, in typical Tony Ferguson fashion, did not exactly commit to staying at 170, but he just looks so much healthier. Now, of course, it means you're fighting bigger guys, and the Lee Jing-Lan matchup is not an easy one by any stretch of the imagination. I do think it's a matchup that Tony Ferguson will be well served to grapple in, to focus on that versus just standing and trying to trade, even with as good of a striker as he is. But he just looks so much healthier, like not drawn out, like not bad weight cut. His last couple cuts, I thought he just didn't look healthy at all, to be honest with you. So, hoping he stays at 170, to be honest with you. Mark Fellows, any card that Tony Ferguson is on is built around him, sir. As far as I'm concerned, the entire organization is built around El Cucuy. Oh, man. Oh, Elliot. I just see the Elliot Alderson. Respect, my man. Thank you so much. I mean, we don't have fancy production. Like, if you're looking for the best video shot in the game, I'll give it to Cold Coffee, Ken Hathaway. I mean, I'm looking at his monitor right now. He's got, he'll pan and zoom in high definition 4K. But he's not going to chat with you. You see what I'm saying? I'm shooting on a Canon T7i with a lockdown shot that's just kind of wide. But we get to chat. You see what I'm saying? We get to talk about it. I mean, that's what's fun. I mean, obviously nobody's wanting to jinx this thing, but we got options. I mean, I saw obviously a lot of people kind of joking yesterday, but I saw people saying like scrap it, Tony, Nate, Khamzat, and Holland, right? and then just go D-Rod and Jingling just because. Shuffle it up. I always the one in New York where we were just like figuring out the fights. Remember that? I was in Brooklyn. I just thought it'd be funny, like. It's like Royal Rumble style, so like you just draw names out of a hat. Like we don't know who's fighting until they walk out. Oh, dude. That's right.
Yep. What am I supposed to do? There were 2 of us.
That was so bizarre. Especially a ranking that literally the UFC can just go in and like, oh, we just changed it. You know what I mean? Like, exactly.
What are you gonna do? You don't want
Yeah, Richard. Tony's first thing on media day was like, I don't have to yell at y'all this week. So it was kind of funny. Peter Huffton, Cold Coffee still saying the F-bomb every other sentence. No, he's calmed down a little bit, I think. Well, first of all, he doesn't even really drink that many frosty beverages during the show anymore. I have to coax him into it. My man's in training camp, dog. He's like, dropped 40 lbs, working out every day.
45, dog.
45? Don't let me shortchange you. My man's down 45. So he doesn't have that many frosty beverages in him during the podcast anymore. And
I did have. You're gonna hate me. I had 2 pints for the Queen yesterday.
You had 2 pints for the Queen?
Yeah.
So yesterday, Cold Coffee hits me up at like 11 a.m. or something. He's like, bro, do you want to blow off the press conference and just go to the Crown and Anchor and drink some pints? And I had no idea the Queen had died, and I was just like, wow. I was like, my man's been in training camp for 10 weeks dropping LBs. He's ready to go. And I was like, you degenerate. Like, I got to work. And then I walked downstairs from my office, and my wife was like, oh, did you hear the Queen died? And I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. I thought he just wanted to go tie one on in the middle of a Thursday afternoon, as we do here in Las Vegas. Gotta smoke them all. You ready to shuffle the lineup, huh? I mean, look, nobody wants to see any fight scrap, but the good news is if Shamaev doesn't make weight for some reason, there are options. Now, again, we're not trying to count them out just yet, but I mean, if they're talking about it openly on a UFC broadcast, it makes you wonder exactly where he's standing at this point. Gosh, and just think about the repercussions of that. Let's say it's not bad. Like, let's say Chimaev comes in like 73, 72 and a half. You know, we're not talking about a title fight here, so it doesn't have to be 70. It can be 71. So let's say 72 and a half, 73. And Nate, in his final fight on his UFC deal, who already said doesn't want this fight, understands, you know, feels the way a lot of people do, that the UFC is just trying to set him up to lose. What do you do? Anik over here getting the details of the backstage altercation of yesterday. Jeff Kane, you're dead right. Dead right. Now, obviously the UFC would probably be like, oh, that doesn't count as your fight. But talk to my lawyers. right? Talk to my lawyers. Because I agree with you. Nope, take my show money, I'm out. Now, here's the problem. There's no actual law or regulation forcing the UFC to pay him his show money. It would be poor form if they didn't. But I would do exactly that, Jeff Kane. You're 100% right. And by the way, I've always thought that should be written into the code. Actually, there you go. So, all right, if you know, I know they're forming that fighters committee to talk to the Association of Boxing Commissions. That's one thing that I think should be in the regulations. If you make weight and your opponent does not, you should be guaranteed your show money. There is not actually a guarantee. The UFC usually does it. Smaller organizations definitely don't. That might be the problem on the regional scene. Because here's the problem on the regional scene. Your opponent doesn't make weight. You don't have a fight. Then all the people that bought tickets, they're there to support you. They want their money back. Because they don't want to go watch fights anymore. They came to watch you. So that's an issue, I'll admit. But maybe on the national level, if it's televised, no, something along those. Oh, gotta smoke them. I appreciate you. Much appreciate that. Sport killer. 151 all over again. Don't say. Now that, well, never mind. I'm not even going to put that energy into the universe, but I was just, since Joe mentioned 151, and I'm not going to be there tomorrow night because of the concert, you can probably figure out where my next thoughts were. But I'm not going to put that energy into the universe. Not going to put that energy in the universe. Simon Head in the chat. What's going on, Simon? Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Can't. Oh, I don't want to see the Leech not get a fight. Now, the Leech is going to be pissed. Didn't get to put his custom suit on. Well, he had his custom suit on at the press conference, but didn't get to show it off. Then you take away his fight, too. Leech is not going to be happy. I mean, Leech probably will be happy just because he seems always happy to me, but he'll be smiling anyway. But deep down inside, underneath that big smile, will be a sad Leech heart. Yeah, we don't know. Got to smoke them all. We don't know exactly. So I'm just gonna go with smoke. Smoke. We don't know yet. We don't know exactly yet what's going on. We have not seen Hamza. We have not seen Nate. We have seen Kevin Holland come in at 179.5. We have seen Leech come in at 170.5. We have seen Ferguson come in at 171. I mean, that's the interesting part, right? You kind of got 6 welterweights up there, even though 2 of them are fighting at 180. So, I mean, so there are options, like I said. I mean, if Hamza, gosh, I don't know. Again, it's all speculation. I hate speculation. I feel like that's not what we're supposed to be doing as a reporter. But right now, obviously, the facts are a little thin. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. You know, if you make weight, that should count. It's like, hey, that's my fight. I fulfilled my part. Yeah, Jeff, that's who was it? Okay, all right. Sorry, getting some movement again. Let's see if I can see who's over there. Yeah, it looks like D-Rod. So, one more.
All right, next fighter to the scale, UFC welterweight contender competing at a catch weight of 180 pounds live on pay-per-view tomorrow night. He is D-Rod Daniel Rodriguez.
$179.
179, the official weight for Daniel Rodriguez.
Thank you, babe.
All right, so 4 of the 6 at the top of the card are in. The 2 big names are not in Nate Diaz. We appreciate it. Yeah. Tony Ferguson was 171. Li Jingliang 70.5. Holland 79.5. D-Rod 79. Really down to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 9 people left, so still quite a few, but 9's not too bad for 9:33 a.m. But of course, when 2 of the 9 are in the main event.
Y ahí mismo, como que con cada medio, decir, ahí vamos a tener 5 pases dobles, ¿no? Para regalar algo, involucrar a medio tiempo, a récord, a los medios que sabemos que son grandes y nos pueden impulsar, ¿no? Para también darle un poquito, porque los medios se sienten un poquito involucrados y nos acompañan en la fiesta y le den la difusión ya una vez que tengamos todo para el siguiente domingo, ¿no? En el timeline consideramos el 17 de octubre porque habían pedido 45 días antes. Sería el lunes 17 de octubre. Esta semana, cualquier día sería bueno hacer como el teaser o al menos el lanzamiento de los artworks de la fiesta y ya. Esa misma semana era conveniente que nosotros hiciéramos el medio.
Sorry, just sending some texts and trying to reach out to people. Sounds like a very real possibility that some fights are changing, as we've been talking about.
All right, next athlete to weigh in this morning, competing at a catch weight of 220 pounds, Jaelton Almeida.
Perfecto. Sí, va a ayudar mucho.
216 and a half.
216 and a half, the official weight for Mayagino, Jaelton Almeida.
Ok. Muy bien. Perfecto. Gracias, MJ. Vale.
Man. Yeah. By the way, Jaelton Almeida, that dude's going to be a problem. All right, so still waiting on the main event. For anybody that's just catching up, including I see Cody Merrill's jumped in the chat. Good to see you. Oh, just here for the dulcet tones. I appreciate that. So here's what we got. Hamza Shamayev and Nate Diaz have not made weight just yet. Tony Ferguson, 171. Li Jinglong, 170.5. Kevin Holland, 79.5. D-Rod, 79. The UFC was openly discussing on the broadcast, Dan Helly specifically, was openly discussing on the weigh-in stream broadcast that Shamaev is struggling to make weight, hearing very significantly over, and that there's a possibility that some fights are being changed. We did see a very intense-looking conversation between UFC matchmaker Mick Maynard and Kevin Holland moments before the weigh-in started, but then it was odd because we saw that going on, and then we saw Holland weigh in first at 179.5, which has to mean, if they're looking for a backup, that Shamaev must be in that 79.5 range. Do you see Jeff Mullen is on the phone right now? You'll probably see him walk in your phone.
All right, next fighter to the scale, also competing at a catch weight of 220 pounds, Anton Turkali.
$214.
214, the official weight for Anton Turkali.
5, 4, 3, right, 2, 1. Thank you, mate.
I like it. Show 'em how it's done. Show 'em how it's done.
Something.
Nah, see, Cody, man, I look at it different than this. If that was brought to air, there's a reason it was brought to air. You got to think anything that's UFC controlled, as we'll say, or produced. I mean, that the information is tightly controlled. I mean, it's not as if, this is no disrespect to Dan Helly, but it's not like he's back there. He's on air hosting a show. He's not running back to the weight room and, hey, I was in the sauna this morning and I just happened to notice. No, if that information was relayed to him, there's a reason it was relayed to him. I think they were setting the stage from the very beginning that, there's problems, and the problems are on Khamzat's side. Now, couple that with the fact that everything we heard yesterday is that Khamzat was the aggressor in starting everything that happened. Now, of course, part of the issue was, Nate Diaz's team had like 57 people there, so that made it a little difficult to control everything. But everything we heard is that Khamzat went and started things with Kevin Holland. So. Yeah, Cody Mary should have been camp update. Cold coffee down 45 lbs. Mark Fellows. Yep. Just saying. Glad I didn't sell my concert tickets. Oh, sorry, Jorge. Appreciate you. Sorry, yeah, just catching up.
My boss said so. You just can't. He's like, why? At this point, I have a 4-year-old grandson. I was like,
ooh, Jeff King talking about a lawsuit. Ooh. You never know. You never know. Jen Psaki, yeah, that's. I like Almeida, man. That dude looks like the real deal to me.
So I called me because I'm about to lose him on this little boy. And so I was like, come get this little boy because I'm about to lose him on him.
Yep. You can already lay out the. Cody Mara, you're exactly right. Kid is unprofessional. Showed up looking to fight everyone else but Nate Diaz. 100% right.
And then security came over, and at that point I was like, wait, don't you say
that's exactly what the narrative will be. And
I'm sorry.
look, look, it's not done yet. Who knows? Again, I feel bad speculating on what will happen or can happen, but if Hamza misses weight, it's just not a good look. And I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I'm not trying to hate on anybody in the UFC, obviously, man. But it's not a good look. If you were indeed, as we're hearing, the aggressor of this issue that caused the first cancellation ever, and then you also miss weight, causing the UFC insane headaches, blowing up everything, and oh, by the way, the amount of work that goes into everybody behind the scenes. I know people don't necessarily think about that or care about that, but the amount of graphic work and design work and production work that has to be done if there's the scale changes that might be done. I mean, you caused headaches for a lot of people, not just, I know a lot of people might say, oh, well, Dana White has headaches. The man's a, multi-millionaire. Who cares? You're causing headaches for a lot of people that, want to be home with their families tonight. No smoke. I will not be there. I hate saying it over and over because I've told the story a lot, but just a quick one for anybody that is just joining. I won't be there tomorrow night because 6 months ago I bought tickets to Imagine Dragons, which is my kid's favorite band. They're playing at Allegiant Stadium tomorrow night. And so me and my family are going, and then the pay-per-view got announced, and originally I was going to cancel and go to the pay-per-view, but ultimately I decided, my kid's 10. Go make memories with your kid. There'll be other fights, so.
Really? I don't?
Thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate that.
After you asked me
Appreciate
why
you, Smoke. Yeah, sorry, sending some texts again, trying to keep the information going. What's crazy is, I mean, there's more heat right now with Khamzat and Holland, right? So, as big of a headache as it is, I mean, the UFC is kind of lucking into something better, maybe, right? I mean, like I said, sitting here next to Aaron Bronstetter, we were joking earlier, you know, but I did see a lot of it on Twitter yesterday. They were like, blow it up, put together Khamzat Holland, put together Diaz Ferguson. Funny. Jeff Kane, maybe Nick will step in. That's funny. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. Oh, that's a good idea.
Can he breathe? They don't like it when you're trying to film the arrivals, and I'm like, you need to be behind my camera. They look at me like I did something wrong. I'm like, this is my shot.
Heidi, the chat is suggesting that you launch a Cameo account just for a thank you baby. Anybody needs a thank you baby in their life that day? They think there's numbers to be made. There's money. You're leaving money on the table, they say.
Thank you, baby. And then he told me that guy filmed me after I told me not getting my job. I went in the locker room. I was like, "Do we have a problem?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, just want to be sure." Because when I say stay out of my shot, I mean stay out of my shot. And I don't care if you have a problem with it. You don't want to see you in your shot. We good?
Ha. No impromptu HD interview. I don't want to get her in trouble. Me and Cold Coffee don't have the best track record with having UFC employees doing interviews. It don't work out so well. Oh, man. Stay out of my damn shot. I just scrolled up Masvidal on call. That would be funny. Cody. All right, so yeah, here we go. I mean, we still got an hour and 13 minutes left, but at this point, here's who we're waiting on, just FYI. Hamza Chimaev, Nate Diaz. I mean, we could just stop there, right? Like, we're waiting on that. We don't know what the hell's going on. Irene Aldana, Macy Chasson, Hakeem Dawodu, Chris Barnett, Norma Dumont, and Danielle Wolfe. Trippy trying to come in and talk shit. I see. We'll just throw my man in timeout for a second. How about that? Next time we'll just boot him. Just saying. That's the best thing. Talk shit, get booted. It's all good.
You had to boot somebody?
Yeah, Mark. See, now there's a question. That's what. So, it sounds like that's the possibilities are being discussed behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're Nate Diaz and they say, hey, we don't want you to fight Khamzat, we want you to fight Tony. Now, again, you're trying to get out of your contract. You know, you are kind of the anybody, anywhere, about that life kind of guy. I mean, I'm not saying you should be obligated to. I've always said, like, you absolutely should not feel obligated to take these things. But, I mean, that's kind of Nate Diaz's reputation, right? Like, we do this. And you got to think Tony Ferguson's a dude that he has some respect for, right? If it was some, you know, hey, Khamzat's going to miss weight, but we want you to fight this 23-year-old kid that just made his – look, okay. Khamzat can't fight, but we want you to fight Bo Nickel. Right? I mean, if you're Nate Diaz, you're probably like, what? Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. But if it's Tony Ferguson, a dude that's been there 15 years in the UFC, you know, Ultimate Fighter winner, et cetera, I think that's probably an easier discussion to have. So that's what I'm thinking, Mark fellas. But you're 100% right. Like, you can't just assume. But boy, how funny is that? What a position Nate Diaz is in, right? Oh, last fight of my contract. Last fight of my contract, and look who needs me. Oh, I'm sorry, you need me to step up? Gonna need some extra money. Gonna need maybe a couple extra bucks thrown on this deal. What do you say? Oh, Barry, talk about. I would take Leach. I'd buy Leach a ticket to come to the concert. Jonathan, I wear. Actually, I had to buy some new blue shirts, so I don't have the same blue shirt. My wife made me buy some new blue shirts, but I wear a blue shirt so that my son can find me on TV when I'm gone from home. Oh, that's a good idea, Jeff Kane. Just have Holland and Diaz come out there and talk shit to each other for 10 minutes. Zach, I'm about to have Dana's about to come out here and announce, hey, we're having a UFC Fight Night Stockton, and we've signed 12 new people to be on the show. Yeah, Jinsaki got that leverage now. Crazy. Oh, thank you, Barry. Kind words. Much appreciate that. Summer, I mean, listen. You know, certainly, obviously, don't think Khamzat is, purposely missed weight or anything like that, but man, this is going to bring the haters out. If what we're hearing is true. And again, I mean, it's informed speculation, but again, we don't know. I mean, kind of tough to drop that much weight in that much time, but could he potentially make it? He could. And so I hate to, to borrow a line from, the last paper, you hate to write a guy's obituary before it's done. But should he miss weight significantly here, screw this whole thing up again, given everything that happened yesterday, you got to think that that's not going to sit well with a big portion of the fan base. You know what I mean? But much less UFC officials and everybody else. You got to think there's going to be a big portion of the fan base. It's like, what? Like, you come in and start all this stuff, and then you can't do the one thing you signed a contract to do, which you'll hear fighters say all the time. Your one job is to make weight. Johnny X sprinting back to position. Looks like we're going. Nick Diaz.
All right, next fighter to the scale, the man around whom this fight card was built, the mixed martial arts icon, Nate Diaz.
Right here, baby.
171, the official weight for Nate Diaz.
Good job, baby. Thanks, love. Tiny. How many people right here?
How many people does he have with him? 6. Yeah. Okay, I'll drop it in.
Six is mellow.
I mean, there's a weird energy in this room right now, man. After that, there's a weird energy in this room. I'm going to do a little photo editing real quick. Obviously, got to get that posted. But we're down to Khamzat. I mean, technically, we're down to Irene Aldana, Macy Chiasson, Hakeem Dawodu, Chris Barnett, Norman Dumont, and Danielle Wolfe, and Khamzat. But obviously, we know where the very significant interest is at this moment.
Go straight to medicals now, and then after that, I've dropped in with Steve, said that you're going to pop over. Right.
Yeah, I was scrolling up there a little bit, man. The leverage right now for Nate is, I mean, it's funny how things happen, man. I mean, who would have seen this, you know? Everybody says, oh, why did the UFC make this fight? Oh, they're just trying to get Nate beat. Oh, they're disrespecting the legend by just, you know, giving him an unwinnable fight. And look how the tables have turned. All the power's back in Nate's court right now. It is insane.
What's up, man? Dude, I don't even know what's going on. I'm sitting here emceeing that right now.
right, buddy. All right, I'll see you soon. Love you too. See you. Quick announcement for you folks. The main card bout between Irene Aldana and Macy Chasson will now be contested at a catch weight of 140 pounds. It will no longer be a bantamweight fight, and the athletes will be out to weigh in shortly.
I think that was the announcement everybody was waiting for.
Anik brought the temperature of the room up as he was about to make an announcement. Everybody's like, oh shit, here we go. No, it was Chasson and Aldana will now be a 140-pound catchweight fight, but you should have seen everybody in the room like, oh no. the photos and videos of Nate distributed everywhere they needed to be. And now we'll get back to the big drama show. What a crazy couple of days this has been, huh? No comment, Cody. No comment. Scrolling back up. Jeff King, open weight. I love it. Shinsaki, yeah, Anik was playing with all of our heartstrings there just a few minutes ago. Isn't that true, Mark? Just when you think you seen it all. Never fails to surprise. All right, movement again. Keith Slater. Keon? I hope I said that right. Shout out to Keon. That's awesome, man.
All right, next fighter to the scale, the 10th ranked UFC women's bantamweight contender competing at a catch weight of 140 pounds on Saturday night, Macy Chasson.
$139 and a half.
139 and a half, the official weight for Macy Chasson.
Thank you, babe.
As soon as I said it.
Crazy. So the brand new circus, you know, I don't know if you know that circle hotel. That is, you know, I got the stage. Yeah. There was a video when he flowed from there. He was like, in the sports, like
Through the screens and everything.
Like, go there to sign up for the contest on Tuesday. It smells disgusting. You know, like it was like I couldn't sign up quick enough to get. Yeah, I mean, you got to rip up all the carpets. Yeah, it was so gross.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
I know, it really is.
It just opened up too. Like that longer.
I didn't get Discord, huh? I think Cody was talking about that at one time. He's he handles all that good stuff. Yeah, Jinsaki, actually, the smells disgusting wasn't a person. It was the Circus Sportsbook, apparently. Which,
It made like national news too.
yeah, it was. it's an amazing, beautiful property, man. Like one of the newest hotels in Vegas, and it's downtown, and they have an incredible sports book. But during the flooding a couple weeks back, there was like water pouring in from the roof, and I mean it's just like pouring through the massive screens and sports book. Some of the images and video went viral, but I guess Anik said unfortunately it left a lingering, awful smell, which is a damn shame to hear because it is a badass hotel. Mark Bells is right about the time that I have is not good right now, but we're working towards it. We're working towards getting some more time. Yeah, exactly, Cody. It smells terrible. Oh, I'll see. Tell John, so I'll pass that. John and Cody Merrill said what's up. Just passing that on.
Who's that?
Cody Merrill said what's up.
My man.
Oh, so he just speaking to John?
Yeah,
Cody.
He was actually the one that said you needed. Oh, he wanted an interview with you, but I said.
So Cody, you just speaking to John?
In fairness, he was the one that said you needed to be on there. He said I should bring you over here for an interview, but I said I didn't want you to.
Cody, you know I love you, right? And this is Heidi, by the way.
Look, we got HD over here. That's okay.
I watched the Anik Formula podcast just to see you at the end of the show.
Oh, see, I don't want to misrepresent. He was definitely giving you shout outs as well. I just said I didn't want to get you in trouble. I didn't want to get the fiasco, Jones. There you go. Got the HD. Back to work.
All right, next fighter.
Turn his mic on. What are we doing, people?
Amateur. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning is the 4th-ranked UFC women's bantamweight contender competing at a catchweight of 140 pounds, Irene Aldana.
Professional, just battles through it.
$137.5.
137.5, the official weight for Irene Aldana.
One. Thank you, babe.
All right, so that bout is now official as 140-pound catchweight. Macy Chesson at 139.5, Irene Aldana at 137.5. That takes us down to Nora Dumont, Danielle Wolfe, Chris Barnett, Hakeem Dawato, and yeah, oh, by the way, Khamzat Chimaev as well.
Test.
No, I just in case.
Nice, Zach. Yeah, Marfell's Heidi's the best. She's the best. She grinds too, man. She works hard. I mean, we can invoice her too. If she wants to pay for some time, I'll be good with that. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I think that's a safe assumption. I mean, not trying to throw anyone under the bus here, but you look at the weights and you can reach your own conclusions. Unfortunate.
I just tested it. We just replaced the batteries and also tested it. Yep.
Test 1, 2.
You got it.
Peeking off over the side over there, trying to read lips and judge people's body language to see what's going on. Tebow and Khamzat fights tomorrow by herself. I buy. I think they find a way to make this fight. I think it ends up being a blessing that they had D-Rod and Holland set at 180. And by all accounts, it was D-Rod. So here you go. Who saved the show if everything goes down like it was in? D-Rod was the one that asked for 180. D-Rod may have saved UFC 279. We've got movement. We've got boars.
All right, next fighter to the scale is the other athlete around whom this entire fight card was built, the number 3 ranked UFC welterweight contender, the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev.
$178 and a half.
178 and a half, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
Thank you, sir.
Don't like that body language. Flip off the camera, smiling a little bit. Obviously gonna do a little photo and video editing there, but
John, how many pounds will they allow?
Like 5. Sliding scale per weight class.
So they have to qualify. Switch hands.
Chris Barnett, Norma Dumont, and Danielle Wolfe. ask John if he revoices some stuff in the program.
Is this likely? Yeah.
They won't
Not bad.
They can't even get back home.
Just pull it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. My goodness. Everything is filed where it needs to be. And, wow. Still drama left to unfold here. 30 minutes left. We have not been given official word about Khamzat's next move. Under normal circumstances, we have an additional hour. Should be an hour from anyways. But, you know, he didn't use the full window. He could have, you know, if you're trying to maximize your time, which I think it's safe to say he's not trying to maximize his time at this point. Because if you're trying to maximize your time to cut, what you would do is you would come in at 10:59 basically, right? Because you get an hour from the time you weigh in, not an additional hour from the end of the window. You get an additional hour from the time you weigh in. So if you're trying to maximize your time, you would come in at like 10:58, 10:59. And again, you don't have to really worry about being cut off. As long as you're checked in with the doctors, it's not like they go 11 o'clock, scales closed. Well, he didn't do that, so he's got an extra hour. But again, this kind of leads credence to what we've been talking about since the weigh-ins first started, which is, you know, alternate opportunities. You know, we're hearing a lot of rumblings of matchups of Kevin Holland, Hamza Shamayev, Nate Diaz, Tony Ferguson. I think that would leave Li Jinglan and D-Rod without a fight, potentially, because they're too far off. But again, all that is speculation. It is discussion we've heard, but nothing official has been announced yet. Now, again, I jest a little bit, but you know, at the media day, we asked, you know, D-Rod and Kevin Holland were added late to the party, and we asked, I asked, I'm like, who asked for 180? And D-Rod was like, well, I asked for 180. I was like, why don't we cut? Which, my goodness, how fortuitous that could be. If that's what ends up kind of saving this, because, you know, if Holland and D-Rod had come in and weighed 170, now you don't have any options. I mean, I guess, you know, at that point you're looking at the Khamzat and Jamie Pickett maybe, or Dennis Tululin. I mean, right, can't sell that. So, interesting. But all that's just what we're hearing. No official announcement just yet. Looks like we do have some more movement. There are other people to weigh in. I know this has kind of dominated what we've been talking about. We do have Hakeem Dawodu, Norman Dumont, Danielle Wolfe, and Chris Barnett.
All right, next fighter to the scale at long last, set to make her official UFC debut in the UFC's featherweight division, Danielle Wolfe.
Hold on, Danielle.
There's no sign on it.
$146.
146, the official weight for Danielle Wolfe.
Yeah. I'm on. toes right here for me in this camera, on the scale. Yeah. 5 seconds straight ahead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Thank you.
Okay. Still waiting on Norma Dumont, Chris Barnett, and Hakeem Dawodu at this point. Of course, what we're also waiting on is an announcement of what's going to happen with our main event. Khamzat Chimaev 178.5, Nate Diaz 171. The UFC does have the option of putting Chimaev Holland together. Holland was 179.5, certainly well within the allowable weight range between fighters. Not ideal, perhaps. Certainly heat between the two. We're hearing, the whole thing yesterday kicked off with Hamza and Kevin Holland. So if they can be matched up together, maybe end up getting some benefit out of that. But not the way we wanted any of this to unfold, right? What a crazy. I mean, it's not even 24 hours at this point. I mean, 18 hours. Bizarre. I don't think the commission would dig that, Rich, to be honest with you. Here's the crazy thing, and again, open lines of communication. So we were hearing that there was discussion last night whether or not Khamzat would make weight. Depending on what you want to do, you could try to talk to Nate Diaz and be like, hey, let's not have you make weight. Let's come in a little bit later, But he didn't. He came in 171, made weight, perhaps wanting to deliver a message of questions. But as of this moment, everything's up in the air. I mean, there's things that can be done, but we don't know exactly what's going to be done. So.
All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, the 15th ranked bantamweight competing in the UFC's featherweight division, Norma Dumont.
$146.
146, the official weight for Norma Dumont.
Right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, babe. Up, guys. Thank you.
All right, so a little tension on both sides of that matchup. It's official. Down to 2 people left to weigh in.
said?
Hakeem's in.
Okay. Sounds like Hakeem is ready to go.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN News in the featherweight division, Hakeem Dawodu.
$149.5.
149 and a half, the official weight for Hakeem Dawodu, 3.5 pounds over the featherweight limit. Dawodu is done cutting weight. He will not be trying to cut down to 46.
Oh shit, am I right in front of your camera? Sorry.
No, I was just asking because I sent them the footage, so it's like that's the first time they've ever done anything like that. That's cool. I looked through that, you know, like, I forget the sport.
No, it's dope. It's either way.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Man. I was just noticing the Sports Illustrated Twitter account posted Khamzat's weigh-in video. I'd sent that to him. First time they've ever posted footage like that. So not a good way to help more eyeballs on the sport, but nonetheless, love seeing a big mainstream publication like that embracing MMA. Now, got to figure out what's going on. By the way, still waiting on Chris Barnett to weigh in, so there's still one person left to weigh in. 15 minutes or so to go. Yeah, Evan, that's kind of what we're hearing, that the idea would be is potentially Khamzat, Holland, Diaz, Ferguson, which started as just kind of jokes yesterday and now is turning into a very real possibility. Kieran, Dana's stress level right now, high. And it's funny because, I mean, a lot of, like, listen, given the beef between them, Khamzat and Holland, given the status of Diaz, Ferguson, who they are, I mean, it's weird. Like, it honestly kind of works out well in a way, but doesn't work out well in levels of professionalism, in levels of what does this do to Hamza's potential at 170 pounds moving forward. I mean, do you feel comfortable continuing to book him at welterweight, or do you say, bro, you got to go up to middleweight moving forward? And again, and I know this is something that, like, fans probably don't really think about or might not even care about, but you just added a lot of work to a lot of people in this organization in terms of hours and hours and hours of creatives and production and stuff that has to be redone.
Hamza, I think I Hamza.
So Gavin's calling us like, are you guys okay? We're like, where? There's nothing happening.
Being told to check out Hamza Shamayev's Twitter right now. So.
What is it?
Oh, jeez. Everybody's kind of looking at that tweet right now.
4 hours that happened and 4 hours afterwards, more KPIs and like fight pass login.
Yeah, you definitely. Simon Head. He said, did Hamza do this on purpose to get his hands on Holland? That would be crazy. I don't think he did it on purpose, no. But he certainly doesn't seem to be caring very much. Like I said, court of public opinion is not going to be good on this one. Okay, John Anik has a mic. I guess, thought he might be making an announcement instead. Looks like it's probably going to be Chris Barnett. Yeah, all right.
All right, our final fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim live on ESPN News in the heavyweight division, Chris Barnett.
$267 and a half.
267 and a half, the official weight for Chris Barnett. Pound and a half over the heavyweight
I
limit.
need a quick pose right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, babe.
All right, I'm just going to say it before everybody else says, what the fuck is going on today, dude? What the fuck is going on today? Heavyweight's missing weight. We don't know what's going on with our main event. This is one of the craziest official weigh-ins I've ever seen in my life.
He's a big boy with wet underwear. All he had to do was take his shit off and take that hair mat off, and he could have lost the pound.
I think so. All right, so officially everybody has hit the scales. We're going to wait on an update to find out about Chris Barnett, but The real update we're waiting on right now, of course, is what's going on with Khamzat Chimaev and Nate Diaz. We have not been given an official update just yet. I can't imagine the commission would allow Khamzat Chimaev to cut that amount of weight to make this thing official. You've got to expect we've got some very dramatic, wild announcements forthcoming.
Later, after the fact, he was going through all this, took care of him financially, helped him out. You know, it's like, dude, you didn't need to fight, but he's like, I wanted to fight, I wanted to do it. So that was his last fight. That's one of the things people don't recognize about Dana. He does a lot of stuff like that.
See what we can find out about this guy.
He gets a bit of a bad rep at times. He's very forward, but he is willing to help in so many ways. And he's done it a lot of times. Yeah. Right now, this is James Plester from UFC Collectibles, who's going to be helping us. This is a really cool deal. Just kind of explain what we have here, James, and explain what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, so we're going to be making one of our products, which is the photo encompass. You can see we have a finished one here. And so the team in-house kind of do a lot of the prep work, so we've kind of got most of it together. But what we need you to do today is chop the canvas up into a square. We've got a square size here. Stick that on by taking these tabs off. And then look at the underside of this, it has a sticky back. You're going to stick that straight onto here.
Okay, so Jim, this is dummy proof, so DC's going to be fine. But this is the actual canvas from these fights. So DC's from your UFC 200 fight against Anderson Silva. Yeah, that's a piece of the yellow canvas. Yes, it is. From the fight, that's pretty awesome. Sorry, so many extra canvas too. That's from your fight. Yeah, it's from my fight.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out. I don't see Jeff though. See if he's over there.
All right, so we're cutting the squares. You don't want to waste any canvas, right? Like, I've got a bit of a bad canvas. Mine is already cut to. Do I start at the top or can I start here?
You can start wherever you need to.
Okay. Oh, this is good. This is the good stuff.
If this was contest, Dean would kill it. That man can crash.
So, oh, dude, you know Dean?
His candle?
I got he's amazing. He's like the nicest guy ever.
He made me a candle
It's like
too.
the first time we worked
You didn't
together.
count them?
I still have a candle. You still have it? Yeah. I burn all the time.
Okay, it's fine.
DC. So
That's why I was looking for Jeff, but I think Chris has got to go through medicals first. And
Yeah.
the update. Oh, there's Jeff right there.
How nerve-wracking it was, how hard it was to fight somebody different on 2 days' notice in training camp.
He saw me walking, he turned around walking. He was like walking up, and he was like, oh. Okay. Sounds like Chris Costello, UFC PR man, is going to come out and make an official announcement here in a moment. Yeah, looking at the scale, yeah, Justin Taffa was the other one. That's the one that if I recall correctly, that was the first time. But it's technicalities, right? If he never even got on the scales, it's already made it. Yeah, Taffa's the one that's missed.
Barnett.
So we do.
We assume that we just have to clear medical first.
Memorabilia and collectibles, and this is one of the ones we do. We also do signed blinks, and we get the event pieces. So to
So Barnett's still waiting on Barnett?
They are just waiting on the doctors to clear Barnett to keep weight, which you got to assume he's going to be fine. I mean, he was sweating. He still was sweating very well. Seemed to be okay. So I can't imagine there's going to be an issue, but, all precautions. Doctors do need to take a look and clear him first. I mean, that's fighter safety #1, right?
When I get information on all the missed weights, I'll pass it on.
Okay, but Barnett will not be cut.
He's done cutting?
Barnett is done cutting, so there's miss number 2, pound and a half.
So that was it, right? He was the only one we were waiting for? We're done?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All good.
So we're done?
We're done.
I mean, well, I guess you guys are.
Huh?
Yeah, because you guys, the scale's done.
Yeah. I'm headed to the arena.
Cox, is there an official update on
As soon as I get up, pass it on. Scale is done.
All right, I'm going to go bring them my mic.
The scale is being struck, so you now know that Khamzat will not be attempting another weight. Will not be attempting to make weight again. Yeah, by the way, I'm going to keep this stream up until we know exactly what's going on. I'll even ask that Kosh goes and stands in front of the scale so you can see it live for yourself. But we will stay here. What we've been told is there will not be any more attempts at making weight, so that means that Hamza Shamayev, unsurprisingly, not making weight. John Anik, you may see him come through the frame here in a second. He's leaving, so he is not anticipating any more announcements, obviously. The crew around us has been told that they're done. So there will be no more weights. Now, unsurprising, Hamza Shamayev at 178.5. No. You wouldn't expect for him to be able to try to, make, to lose that much weight.
No announcement.
The question is now what fight we get. The discrepancy there, I mean, it's just not going to happen. What I think we're finding out now is, do we get this reordered card? Market, but the sliding scale. of the Nevada State Athletic Commission is on their website. I'm trying to find it.
Right? He's always said multiple times, I'm getting this dude, I'm supposed to prop this guy up. Why would he say I'm going to prop Chimaev up, even if Chimaev missed by 8 pounds? And it's not wrong. It's not like it's wrong. He made the weight.
I can't believe it's
So what would it take? What would it take?
Excuse me, Chris.
Just bundle some money?
Yeah, my Dean is in my car. So.
No. That won't even get him on the couch. You're talking Bill 7
Right?
I don't know what he's getting, but I'm probably getting a lot. He's probably getting pay-per-view money, obviously, but he's getting a lot of money up front, too.
I would think he would need at least 3 million.
And he wants to fight, right? He wants to get out. Last fight on his deal, he wants to be.
He's never had. So, like, if you do this, you were going to score.
Could you imagine if he squeezed that more trouble? He goes out there and wins. Wow, could you imagine?
Denial, you're funny. Yeah, right? Everybody's going to leave. I'm going to be here. No, Kieran, we don't have any updates yet, so we're waiting on updates. So what we know is that Hakeem Dawodu missed weight, and he's done. He missed by 3.5. He was 149.5. Chris Barnett, 267.5, so he missed by 1.5. Bye, Heidi. Heidi's gone. 1.5 pounds.
I would say you just because all our cameras are on screen, that way it's easier. Thank you.
Just right in front of mine. I don't care about it.
What was the update? Is someone going to come out and say something?
He said all updates through the cam. There is no update. All they know right now is Dawodu, Barnett, and Don.
Chimaev.
Chimaev's done. But as far as what comes next.
So do we just wait here until ceremonials and hope that there's an announcement?
Live reaction for everybody? Yeah, it's wait till ceremony. This is like Brooklyn all over again. Remember in Brooklyn?
Don't you have a meeting?
Yeah.
When we were like, have a meeting at 3 o'clock. I might just roll straight to the meeting. I remember in Brooklyn. All right, now you're going to see it's going to be all official here. The scale is literally physically being pulled. So if there was any question about... Now, look, I have seen him move the stage, the scale before and weigh in somewhere else, but that's not going to happen. But yes, this feels like Brooklyn whenever... well, your experience in Brooklyn was like... Excuse me, Oscar Willis. This would not feel similar to you. It feels similar to some of us when we weren't sure what the fights were going to be.
I read about it on Twitter, though.
Yeah, we were kind of joking. I remember your experience may have been a little different, and we were kind of joking about we don't know what fight's going to happen. Look at that. I mean, that's poetry right there. That's art. Catch that on Embedded.
I was just thinking the same thing. This week's been wild.
Crazy week, man. Well, not even a crazy week, a crazy 24 hours. Not even 24 hours.
Well,
right?
because even like Nate was like 3 hours late.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Presser was fucked.
It's a crazy week, man.
I mean, were you surprised on the program on that first one?
No, the 4 hours I expected, but like the presser was weird, and then this has been even weirder.
Denial said Oscar's like the guy at the bar you know and hope he doesn't notice you. I don't even know what that means, but it makes me laugh.
It's pretty accurate.
Last night at the pub, we said that.
The reply was pretty accurate.
Huh?
We said last night at the pub that Hamza was going to miss because of all this.
Yeah, I don't think it's because of all this.
So,
he didn't
Mark,
look like he tried.
they want an update on Fight Camp from you, Hot Team.
Oh. Yeah, look. It's been a while. I'm getting bored of it. So Paris and this week have been a little rough with the drinking front. But I'm getting right back into it on next week.
If you're what, like 10 weeks in or something?
I think we're 15 weeks in and we don't have a date. So I'm kind of like, well, fuck this. I could be drinking. So
It's been pretty interesting. Oscar's getting the psychological side of MMA where it's like you don't have a date, you can't stay in camp all the time.
yeah, well, it's just you know, when you do, I've done 15 weeks and it's 7 a.m. every morning, and plus like 6 weeks of those have been on the road, and then it's like, okay, so I'm bored of it now. But if I had like a date, like, okay, you're fighting in 4 weeks from now, I could be disciplined enough. But when they're like, well, it might be 4, it might be 10, it's like, well, yeah, this just kind of sucks. But once they give me a date, I'll be like, okay. But you know us fighters, John. You stay ready. You stay ready.
Stay ready to get ready.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, looking like maybe a November fight is looking, it sounds like.
Well, I was hoping for your meeting to tell me that today.
Yeah, I got this meeting at 3 o'clock.
Madness.
Remember the fight at AEW earlier this week was the biggest story of the week? UFC was like AEW.
Jeff Kane, I just checking the chat. Are you? I see that. You're absolutely right. Did you see it earlier? Or did that actually get changed? If you actually go to the UFC's YouTube page right now, the thumbnail graphic for the UFC 279 ceremony weigh-in is Leach and Tony Ferguson. Now, what I don't know is, was it already like that? Like, was that just what they had? But it's pretty funny. Can anybody confirm that actually did get changed? Okay, so Zach's saying it's changed. And Jeff, you say you saw it last night. So what was it last night? The actual main event? That's pretty funny. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, Peter, we all know what the ceremony was. That's what I was saying. It reminds me of Brooklyn whenever we had, we ended up with, all the madness that ensued there. And we weren't sure what fights were going to happen. And, like, literally we were just hanging around the hotel going, what's up? And couldn't get any information. Okay, so you guys are saying it was already like that. Okay. So Jeff Kane was just being funny. It would be funny if that was great. I mean, Jesus. Can you imagine if that was the main event? I think there might be some frustrated ticket buyers. All right. Thanks, guys. That's why you gotta be careful. Can't be throwing out false information. Yeah. Zach, somebody else said that earlier, like his new meaning to F it Friday, right? It's crazy, man. Usually, Mark, I think, dude, somebody that might have a better memory than me might be able to pull this up. I think I remember like them changing, just airing it free basically because of some changes at the top of the card. But I don't think they actually changed it to a fight night just because like all the branding and all the art and all that stuff that's done. What a crazy day, man. I remember when this day started, I thought I might get weigh-ins done, go home for a little bit. Got a meeting this afternoon. And now I'm sitting around. Man, I'm willing to sit here and chill with you guys as long as until they kick us out of the Apex, basically. But what I'm worried about is that, we're still an hour. Because here's the deal, is that you may have verbal agreements in place. Like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Like, everything, we've been hearing it since early this morning, right? That, like, okay, so the idea is, we're going to do Khamzat and Holland, and we're going to do Tony and Nate, which, cool. Problem is, it's not like all 4 of those guys are just going to be like, cool, let's do that. No, every one of them is going to have demands. Okay, I'll do that, but I need this. Here's what I need. I need a new contract. I need extra money now. You know, you talk about like having leverage. Like now you have leverage. Right now the UFC is trying to save the event, right? Millions of dollars invested in operational costs and marketing and all that. And they need you now. This is the moment. And that's why it takes so long, right? Because rarely do the fighters find themselves in an opportunity like this where it's like the UFC needs them tremendously. So everybody's going to be saying, yeah, I need this, I need that. Now, if you're Khamzat Shamayev, maybe that team's not necessarily saying, here's what I need. I'm sure they're not exactly on favored ground right now. But that's where we stand at the moment. I did see an Alan Jobin tweet that made me laugh earlier with him and Dustin Poirier. He said, I know a guy, private jet, let's go. Yeah, Jinsaki, exactly. Nate's like, my boy Nick Maximov here, he needs to double his salary. My brother Nick, greatest fighter of all time, he needs back.
Exactly, right? I'm like, guys, did we tell you on Wednesday we've got Fight Night Stockton? Did I not mention that to you? Yeah. Sorry about that. Chris Avila, you're there. Good to see you. Welcome back. Good to see you again. That was a great. T-Bone says Nick versus Leon is now confirmed. Welcome back, Nick Diaz. That Leon Edwards fight everybody's been calling for. We're making that a reality. Yep, denial. Chris Avila back in it. Jake Shields. Welcome back, Jake Shields. Good to see you again, Jake. Been waiting for you. Yeah, exactly, right? Leon Edwards versus Nick Diaz at 282. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on right now. Can you just imagine like Nate sitting back in a room right now? Like, oh, now y'all got offers, huh? All right. Okay. All right. See, Jeff Kane says Caesar gets his debut. Oh, man. Oh. And put Frank Shamrock in the Hall of Fame, just saying. Oh, man. Craziness. That's what's up. Where my boy BJ Penn at? Oh, man.
And my boy's the new UFC cook.
Exactly. Nate Diaz is just sitting back in a chair right now, smoking a J, laughing. just laughing. We're about to see another Dana White slap video come out. Oh, man. This is crazy. Weed no longer banned. So weed's not actually a required substance. If you test negative, you're out. This is wild, man. Oh, Simon Head, don't tell me with a good time. A couple PBRs are going down real well right now. I do actually have to go to my kids' soccer scrimmage tonight, so I'm going to hold off on the frosty beverages until the scrimmage is done. Then after that, a couple Manhattans. Got a little dinner meeting tonight. Oh, Zach. That was wild, right? That was wild. Crazy. All right, Bronstetter just came up. Bronstetter just came up with the fix. He's like, get Habib in here to face Tony Ferguson. 170. I don't know. Habib might have to cut to 170 right now, bro.
Might have to cut the 205.
I'm telling you. But like, wouldn't that be some shit that's how we finally get Habib and Tony? Is it? Oh man. Oh yeah. I forgot I can mess around with that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I forgot how to do this now. Oh. How about that? This is high tech editing going on right here.
Guys, I gotta head back to the office.
Mother.
When I get information, I'll pass it
Okay.
along.
Koss is going back to his office. So he was the one that was going to give us an update, and now he's leaving. Look at that editing work, huh?
What makes better? 220 space pounds, 220 hyper pounds, like a pound per pound.
So you got, yeah, like that.
With no space, no hyper.
Oh no, he's at hyper.
Because that's
it's just work. All right, so I don't. Yeah, this feels like Brooklyn again. I mean, they're breaking everything down. Staff is leaving.
what's the argument for having that exist?
Look at with the special effects we got. Evan, take it easy. All right, let's do this. I wanted to stay here and update you in real time as it happened, but the person that was going to update us in real time is gone. So, yeah, I'm not leaving. Yeah, so anyway, enjoyed it, guys. Crazy day. We'll get updates to you as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen here. The staff that would update us is gone, so that kind of leaves the stream as useless. But we got to break down. They're going to kick us out of here. Guys, enjoyed it. Yeah. I feel weird because I'm not going to be around for the fights tomorrow. But I enjoyed chatting with you guys as always. It means a lot to me that you guys enjoy it too, man.
Yeah,
And
it means a lot to me.
it means a lot to Cold Coffee that nobody pays attention to that whack ass stream. It's pretty though. I will give the visuals on it props. But hey, enjoy chatting with all you guys. We'll see what the fuck is going to happen next. UFC 279, crazy. Miss you guys. California Love's in the house. Denial. Zach, Mark, all you guys, Richard Noggin, everybody, Jinsaki. Enjoyed it, seriously, guys. We'll see you next time, man. Slowly but surely, we'll keep growing things over here. Enjoyed hanging out, guys. Take it easy.